Looks like Helena Taylor is responding to Jason Schreier and his article on Bloomberg about the whole Bayonetta 3 situation. Jason Schreier says, former Bayonetta voice actor Helena Taylor now confirms my reporting that she was offered at least $15,000 and that the final offer was for a cameo despite the claims in the video that went viral last week. And we got tweets from Helena Taylor here. Instead of using the images, let's just go right to the source. Helena Taylor says, it has come to my attention that some people are calling me a liar and gold digger. I feel the need to defend myself and my reputation in the industry. See thread. Bunch of hashtags. She continues saying, as I posted on part 3 of my video thread, I explained that the first offer was too low. That offer was $10,000 total. Remember, this is $450 million franchise. Side note, a lot of people in the comments question if that's even true, if Bayonetta really is a $450 million franchise. And maybe I'm crazy here or something. I swear she said, or at the very least made the heavy implication that she was offered only $4,000 for her work. Continuing. She says, I then wrote in Japanese to Hideki Kamiya asking for what I was worth. I thought that as a creative, he would understand. He replied saying how much he valued my contribution to the game and how much the fans wanted me to voice the game. I was then offered an extra $5,000. So I declined to voice the game. I then heard nothing from them for 11 months. They then offered me a flat fee to voice some lines for $4,000. Any other lies, such as $4,000 for 5 sessions, are total fabrications. They were not exclusive negotiations. I've also been informed of ridiculous fictions, such as I asked for $250,000. I am a team player. I was just asking for a fair living wage in line with the value that I bring to the game. She seems to have this weird concept where she has this idea that she can record a couple things for Bayonetta 3 and then like the rest of her life is taken care of, or at least like the rest of that year is taken care of. I mean, it shouldn't be surprising that if you don't go out and look for work, you're not going to make money. That's like literally the first thing any contractor learns. You got to go and get work, obviously. It's just weird when you see VAs complaining about the job and trying to make it seem like they are working so hard and struggling so much. But when you actually look at the evidence, they are struggling because they aren't working. It's also weird how many VAs ignore the massive benefits of the job. For example, the obvious, assuming you like anime and gaming and stuff like that, it's a super fun job in a world where most people hate their jobs. They also get to select the jobs they want, at least more than a salary employee who's forced to do the work that their boss is telling them to do. But anyways, there's a lot of benefits to being a VA. I don't want to go down the whole list, but here's another major one that seems to often get ignored. VAs get to utilize the intellectual property of others for their own promotion and financial gain with no cost to themselves. For example, that's why you often see VAs saying things like, I'm the voice of Deku, or whatever character they voice, because it's a huge draw. It gets them a bunch of attention, and that can translate to their own financial gain. Being able to utilize intellectual property like that is certainly a huge benefit. Anyways, back to Helena. She also ended with this tweet saying, I was paid a shockingly low total of pounds. It's pounds, right? Total for the first game, a little more for the second. I wanted to voice her. I've drummed up interest in this game ever since I started on Twitter in 2011. Also back to Jason Schreier. So once again, he linked the images of the tweets that we just went over. And keeping that in mind, he also added this, saying, I've seen a number of people, including respected industry pundits and professionals, who loudly supported the original video, suggest that the story is murky or that they should wait to hear both sides. Hopefully now they find it a little clearer. There are also some who went after me over the last week for siding with capital over labor. First of all, my job is to side with the truth. Second, consider the labor that was harmed here. Developers, localizers, even other voice actors. Getting the truth out helps them all. Yeah, it's super weird how many people just instantly sided with Helena Taylor, and then we're also saying things like, this is why we need unions and all that, and it's like, they seem to have no understanding that Helena Taylor isn't the only labor involved in the situation. It's like they almost think Bayonetta 3 magically spawned out of thin air, and then they're like, Helena, will you voice this game for us, please? Like, completely ignoring the massive amount of labor that went involved in making the game and the company and all that, too. That's why when you have someone demanding that you boycott something, it's like you really got to be sure what's going on. So, like Jason Schreier said, this was never a situation of capital versus labor. This was really a situation of like honesty versus dishonesty. And I'm kind of surprised so many people instantly sided with Helena. I just, from the first time I watched her videos, I was like, something's not right here. Like, she had me for like the first 30 seconds. The first 30 seconds or so, she had me. I was like, man, I feel for her. But the more I listened to it and watched the other clips too, I was like, hold up. This is not adding up. I'm not getting the full story. I feel like she thinks I'm stupid or something, and she's using me and everyone else as her personal army for her finances or something. So yeah, no, yeah, a lot of dishonesty here. Ultimately, I'm going to just repeat the point, I guess. To me, this is a situation of honesty versus dishonesty, not like labor versus capital. I suppose you could even say it's like ignorance versus, I don't want to say non-ignorance, but it's like you have a group of people who really spent some time looking into the situation, and then a group of people who just instantly like bandwagoned onto it, like not knowing anything about it at all. It's just weird. Overall, this was a really weird situation. Wow, yeah. And there was like a lot of big personalities as well, just instantly siding with Helena Taylor, like not questioning anything at all. I mean, the initial tweets, I think her first tweet got over 250,000 likes, and like I said, I saw some people like millions of subs just instantly siding with her and stuff too. Not that I'm trying to call anyone out. I'm just trying to understand like what happened here. You know, looking back on this, weird. It's weird. Are people really that quick to just bandwagon on things? Maybe I shouldn't even ask. Anyways, yeah, crazy thing to look back on. But let me know what you think about all of this in the comments. Thank you for tuning in. I'll leave it there. I'll see you in the comments, though, and in the next segment tomorrow.